We got hired to paint the Mexico-Japan elementary school at night, and the caretaker warned us a girl would appear and we shouldn't talk to her or follow her, but we didn't believe it. This is my last night painting here, so let's see what happens. According to them, they were totally by themselves. Nobody else was there that night, just him and the guys working with him, and they filmed that wide shot specifically to test whether the spirit thing was actually real or not. When they went back and watched the footage later, they started thinking that maybe this girl had been standing there, watching them work every single night without anyone noticing. She's staring right at them from the top of the staircase. You can see she has long hair, and if you look closely, you can't make out any details of her face. One night, a security guard heard someone knocking at his door. Not knowing who or what it might be, he decided to open it but found nobody there. A few days later, he began experiencing paranormal events inside his house. And one night, he managed to capture the following.
Tem alguém aí? Foi você, Branca? Quem tá aí? Oi! Oi! Olha. Alexa, liga a luz do banheiro, Alexa.
Tudo bem.
Não pode ser. Oi! Quem tá aí? Oi!
A dark figure can be seen in the kitchen, passing through the doorway in an instant before disappearing from view. But when Raphael enters the room, he sees nothing except an object moving by itself. So, could this be a real ghost captured on camera, or is it just a well-crafted hoax? The following footage was captured by a security camera set up in a child's bedroom for monitoring purposes. Around 3 a.m., one of the daughters, still awake, suddenly bursts into her father's room, trembling and reporting a terrifying sight on the ceiling. Her father, assuming it to be merely a bug, inspects the room and reassures her that there's nothing amiss before sending her back to bed. However, when he reviews the footage the next morning, he is overwhelmed. The video reveals disturbing phenomena. The lights flicker on and off, casting eerie shadows across the room, while the light switch appears to toggle itself in sync with the flickering, as if manipulated by an invisible presence. Despite this unsettling spectacle, the family returns to bed. Later, the youngest daughter again reports seeing something unsettling on the ceiling. In subsequent nights, additional footage was recorded after the room had been rearranged. Despite these changes, the troubling events persist. One night, a strange glowing orb hovers ominously around the room before disappearing. This is followed by unsettling, eerie sounds that echo through the space, adding a sense of foreboding. On another night, the family's oldest daughter awakens to a chilling experience, claiming she felt a cold, creeping touch on her foot. Confused and alarmed, she looks around for an explanation. The unsettling occurrences in the family's home appear to be ongoing, leaving them in a state of constant unease. Not long after moving into a new apartment, this young man claims he began noticing a disturbing figure appearing at the foot of his bed in the middle of the night. Then, on this evening, it happened again, just as they were getting ready to fall asleep. Standing there in the darkness was what looked like the same presence at the end of the bed. Panicked, they rushed out of the room and began filming. When the footage is examined more closely, what appears to be an elderly woman can be seen facing toward the doorway before suddenly vanishing. For the young man, it was a deeply unsettling moment. According to him, the activity has still not stopped. And for now, nobody knows what he plans to do next to free himself from whatever may be haunting that place. Now, the next clip is from a new mom who goes by Akina. Since welcoming her baby into the world, she's been sharing tons of footage with her little boy online. Being her first experience as a parent, you can understand why she'd be eager to film everything about her son, Panko. Whether it's his birth or getting his brand new play space, Akina loves sharing these sweet moments with Panko across her social media. But not everything gets uploaded, and there's definitely a reason for that. Back in January, at around 2:30 in the morning, Akina was asleep, completely knocked out, when something in her room suddenly woke her up. Lucky for little Panka, he had no clue what was going down, because what happened next was legitimately terrifying. Now, you can see why Akina hesitated before sharing this online. Beyond just watching that door swing open and slam shut without anyone touching it. There's another note that Akina brings up that makes this way scarier. She claims that while this was happening, she saw someone standing right there in the doorway who looked exactly like her husband. Here's where it gets weird though. Her husband was still at work. He wouldn't be home for hours, yet somehow Akina swears he was right there, just watching her from across the room. Obviously, there's nobody visible in the shot, but here's the thing. If you really focus on the audio, Akina's house alarm starts blaring like someone just broke in. That's why she bolts out of the room to shut it off and catch up with her husband, who she thinks is walking off. But from here, things take a really creepy turn, because right after, she's behaving super strangely. She just stands frozen in the doorway, then suddenly rushes in and plops down, all awkward and stiff. It's like Anna became a totally different person. Turns out though, she was just terrified, because when she went downstairs looking for her husband, every single light was off and the front door was still locked tight. Her husband? Still at work, nowhere near home. Now, completely freaked out, she hurries back upstairs and sits there, trying to process what just happened. If he wasn't home, who did she see? She's been stuck on this moment ever since, even though it happened months ago. Until she gets answers, she's keeping this video up, while continuing to share cute clips of her son. Right now, nobody knows what really went down that night. Several months back, a guy relocated to a fresh property in an isolated location, away from urban areas, in search for calm and silence. One afternoon, a tiny homeless kitten appears at his entrance. He chooses to film himself interacting with the cat. Simply a nice moment to record on video, but while he's filming, something shows up in the meadow behind him that he doesn't spot initially. This is what he recorded on video.
I'm gonna go look over. Real quick. Y'all see it? Oh, y'all see that shit? Is this disappearing? Nobody at all. What the?
The shadowy shape stands completely still in the wide meadow, looking straight at him. The shape rotates and moves away, vanishing from sight. He sprints toward where it was positioned, attempting to figure out what it was. But when he arrives at the location, there's absolutely nothing present. It might have been someone attempting to frighten him, aside from what occurs afterward.
Oh my god, guys. I don't know what the going on. I just walked the There's like footsteps. Listen to this shit, can y'all hear it? no, what the that dog? Hold up. Alright, yo, I gotta check this out. What the hell? Nobody out here. Nobody out here. What? I gotta go get my mom. Oh, what the?
Later that evening, intense pounding can be picked up at his entrance. He carefully gets closer and pulls the door open, but there's nobody outside. Though when he spins back around, that identical shadowy shape is currently inside his property, positioned in the corridor behind him, observing. Plenty of people watching think that by pulling the door open, he allowed something to enter because following that evening, the strange occurrences only get worse.
So I got told to go talk to it. So I'm gonna go talk to it. It's dog that's I can't see. I see a few trees. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's dark as yeah. And scary as hell. Oh hell no, what the, what? Hell no.
Several days afterward, the shape shows up once more. Whatever tracked him to his property that afternoon with the kitten has made it obvious it's not going anywhere.
Oh hell no, what the that? What the? Oh no.
What a spooky encounter. This was captured by a worker during a nightly shift. He was just moving some heavy machinery to a new construction site. He was by himself at the time and didn't see anything strange, but based on his reports, he heard a weird scream from the neighboring fields, which caused him to pull up the recording after his shift had ended, and he saw something quite unique. Some of his co-workers think that he might have captured a floating torso of a spirit, or maybe another form of creature. He was pretty baffled and had no explanation of what we are seeing here, especially since it just shows up for a few moments before it vanishes. Super weird. What do you think could have been captured here? How creepy. To a video of an ant that films her niece eating breakfast at the kitchen table. It's a seemingly harmless video recorded a while back, but even today, this recording continues to haunt the aunt's thoughts, as what got captured here is genuinely chilling. Like something straight out of a horror movie. A dark silhouette passes in the background, moving slowly, which somehow makes it even more disturbing. But what's really strange is that the light bulb seems to dim as the shadow goes by. It's as if its presence carries darkness. But that's not all, because apparently if you look closely at the fridge, you'll notice a reflection, but there's something about it that seems very weird. As many have pointed out, it appears the reflection doesn't match the girl's. It's almost as if the reflection is staring at the girl. Whether it's just a glitch or something more, this remains pretty creepy. A teenager known for her upbeat and entertaining videos recently shared something quite different from her usual content. While her previous videos have been mostly lighthearted, this one stood out significantly. A few years ago, Sophia experienced a series of strange and unexplainable events at home. These incidents included music boxes playing on their own in the dead of night, and her sister seeing the shadow of a young girl running up the stairs. One stormy day, Sophia decided to film the rain, capturing the storm's intensity. However, when she turned the camera back to herself, she inadvertently recorded something unsettling. In the background, a tall, dark figure appears as Sophia shifts out of the way. This ominous, pitch-black shape seems to turn its head and gaze directly at her. Sophia, who was alone at home at the time, was completely unaware of the figure's presence until she reviewed the footage. To this day, she is still unable to explain what she caught on camera or identify the figure, leaving her with lingering questions about its origin and intent. Two men were finishing their shift at a cinema, preparing to lock up for the night, when they suddenly heard knocking sounds coming from somewhere inside the building. Unsure of where the noises were coming from, one of the workers decided to pull out his phone and start recording. As they searched for the source of the sound, the footage revealed an unsettling sight. It appeared that someone or something was in the projector room. Despite their insistence that they were alone and no one else should have been there, the mysterious noises continued. On another night, while performing a routine check before closing, the same worker noticed something alarming. A ghostly pale face seemed to be watching him from the shadows above. Was this an authentic ghost responsible for the knocking, or could it be an elaborate hoax? The decision is yours to make. In May, a man named Jose Miguel uploaded a video to his TikTok account showing himself exploring an old abandoned hospital at around 6 in the evening. As he walks through the building, the camera slowly drifts along the dark, empty hallways. Before long, Jose begins hearing faint and unusual voices echoing throughout the structure, and that is when something truly disturbing leaves him completely shaken.
Shit away.
Suddenly, a window slams shut on its own. No one is visible nearby, and there seems to be no clear reason for it to move like that. At the same moment, a faint white shape appears near the glass, almost resembling a ghostly figure. Many viewers believe that the pale form may have simply been a reflection in the window, while the movement itself could have been caused by a draft. But according to Jose, it did not feel normal at all. He says he never felt any air current, and he still cannot explain the strange voices he heard before he started filming. So, whether this was a real ghost or something far less mysterious, that final decision is yours. Back in 2007, a household in Puerto Montt, Chile experienced something unsettling. Dark shapes moving around and strange noises at night that seemed to warn them to get out of their home. When law enforcement showed up to check things out, they discovered smashed windows and beds dragged outside.
¡Oh, cuidado! ¡Cuidado, cuidado! ¡Ah! ¡Puto el mueble!
¡Fuera! ¡Fuera, señor! ¡Se lo saque afuera, señor!
¡Me rozó!
¡Poder, Dios mío! ¡Saca todo, por favor! ¡Fuera, Dios mío! ¡Tú tienes el poder de Dios, señor!
¿Lo botó?
¡Bótalo, señor! ¡Por fuera, señor! ¡Sácala al contigo! Yo creo que está aquí. ¡No vaya a llegar conmigo! ¡Tú tienes el poder, señor! ¡Por Dios! ¡Ayúdanos!
During the inquiry, while Officer Boris Oliveira was talking with the family members, a tile unexpectedly dropped from the ceiling space, making everyone more nervous. Video recordings from inside the house later showed a dark form quickly moving through the background.
Evidencia, ¿no es cierto?
Worried about their well-being, the police suggested the family spend the night somewhere else. The following clip is as strange as it is creepy. It was also captured by a couple who was driving through a rural area in their hometown. It is unknown if this area is notorious for any kind of ghost activity. But the next encounter made the two really question reality. They state that they were just driving along the road, then taking a left turn, and then a person appeared right out of nowhere. Of course, they were pretty freaked out and got out of the car immediately to check on the woman. But to their surprise, there was nobody there. A shadow hand seems to be moving in a downwards motion towards the windshield from the top of their car. Of course, it was impossible that anybody was on top of it after they took off again, so they suspect that this must have been a scary spirit encounter, and they state that they avoided this part of town for a long time after seeing this. Understandable and spooky. The following video is quite the strange one, and obviously a bit older. It is said that a group of friends went to a supposedly haunted and abandoned building in the woods. There's a local legend about a manananggal creature that is stalking these parts of the woods, and some people swear to have seen it. The group arrived at this abandoned place in the hopes to capture it on video tonight. Let's take a look. I mean, it is certainly hard to say what exactly they came across here, I find. Some say that this thing reminds them of a vampire. Others believe this to have been a prank with some terrible makeup. Well, what do you believe? A manananggal or Uncle Hank with a Halloween mask? The following encounters have been recorded by Troy. and they show inexplicable phenomena unfolding in his residence. Initially dismissive, Troy's perspective shifted as inconceivable evidence of these strange events emerged via his security camera.
What is going on in my house when I'm not home?
Troy endured a series of eerie incidents, including mysterious sounds, an opening cellar door, and a chilling disembodied growl. Gradually, he began to entertain the notion that his home might be harboring something paranormal. Days passed with an uneasy quiet until Troy's camera captured a sighting that elevated the eerie occurrences to a new level of intrigue. Dining room chairs were seemingly moved by an unseen force, indicating the entity's growing power. And the paranormal activity got even stronger. The unsettling events escalated over time, with Troy's family experiencing frequent disturbances. In response, Troy implemented additional surveillance cameras, and soon after, these cameras captured remarkable footage. Objects moving independently, and the crawl area opening by itself. Are these phenomena the work of something malevolent? Who knows?